Okay, so this is a tutorial for how to use the BetAngel Cal template, which is a variation of the original BetAngel template that I've created. One of the first things you will notice is there are 6 runners. This sheet can be extended, but you need to know a little bit about VBA to do so. Also, the stake up here I've got as the number 2, and in each of these columns the stake is I3, which is just referencing this cell up here. You can change them all individually or just leave the master stake as whatever figure you like up here. I prefer £2 stakes because it's less risk when you're playing with a new spreadsheet. First things to note are you have got all these back and lay buttons down here. Each one can be used manually to place a bet into the market, or the main purpose of this spreadsheet is, let's put that back to A. These should all be on A as default. I will explain all the different letters now. So first of all, obviously we have J, which is an error, and hopefully we never see that. A is when it's on standby, which is most of the time, and then from A it can either go to an F or to B. So going in alphabetical order, you can go to B, which is a back trigger, which I'll show you in a second. And once it's been triggered, the only thing that can follow B is C, once a back bet has been placed into the market. C is followed by D. You can only close a back bet after a back bet has been placed. You can't place a lay bet, a new back bet, or obviously close a lay bet. You go from back bet to back close trigger. The back close has been placed, and then we go back up to A. And this side of the chart is exactly the same as B, C, D and E. It's just in reverse because it's obviously for lay, not back. So from A, standby, we go to F, which is a lay bet gets triggered. G is the lay bet gets placed. H is the lay bet, the lay close bet gets triggered. Lay close gets placed. Back up to A. So there's the full chart, and here's what all the letters mean. Okay, so once you know what all of the letters do and you get a bit of an idea of how to cycle through them, you're going to use this little table here to trigger all of the commands basically. So your formulas are going to go up here. Basically I've got this programmed as B34 equals 1, then back, or if it's 2, you're going to close a back bet position. If B37, this one is within the lay triggers row, is 1, you're going to place a lay bet. If it is 2, you're going to close lay bet. Okay? And then in each of these little cells here, obviously this one and this one's for runner 6, this one and this one's for runner 5, pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to focus on runner 1. To start off, we need some criteria, and if this is true, it shows the number 1. Number 1 will make this cell say the word back. It will change this A to a B, and then once we do any other movement on the spreadsheet, any other cell changes, this shows the word back up here. When the word back appears, you've got the current odds at the best back price. The stake obviously is 2, and these 3 cells being filled out will place a lay bet into the market. Once it has been placed, I'll just type the word placed in here, you'll notice everything disappears, and this cell that was the letter C is now a letter D. So to close a D position, to change a D position to an E position, you need to close the back bet. So to close it, you need to type the word 2, back close appears, and then lay, current lay odds, and the stake appear, and this is changed to an E. You type the word placed, and it goes back to an A, back where we started. So it's a back to lay or a lay to back spreadsheet. You use 1 in the back triggers area here to issue a back bet. You use 2 to issue a closure of a back bet. You press 1 in the lay triggers area to call a lay bet, and you press 2 to close a lay bet. But obviously it can only go in the order of letters from the chart that I showed you on the whiteboard. A can move to either F or B, but then once it's in position B, it can only go C, D, E back to A, and if it goes F, it can only go G, H, I, J back to A. Okay, so it's a bit hard to get your head around, but once you understand these two different cycles and understand how to back to lay and lay to back and come up with your own criteria for each, it's pretty easy to work out.